And on today's episode of the Riderflex podcast, if you're trying to transition out of a traditional retail setting, a brick and mortar store where you're having to stand on the sales floor for 8 to 10 hours and work crappy nights and weekends, or you're trying to transition from a restaurant setting, working nights and weekends all the time, and you're trying to move into the quote corporate office, or maybe you're just trying to change industries or functions altogether, but you're trying to get out of that crazy hardcore 10 hours a day on the sales floor life. You're trying to move away from it. You want to transition out of it. I see it all the time, right? Riderflex is a recruiting firm, so candidates call us all the time and they're trying to make that switch, but it's hard because now you've been in retail for too long, right? You took that promotion right out of college. They made you a store manager. Now you've been in it for 10 years. You don't have any other experience on your resume. So recruiters and hiring managers, they stay away from your profile because all you have is retail on there. I know it's tough to make that transition. Here are 10 things you can do, all right? 10 things you can try. Number one, tell the corporate office. Tell the people you currently work for, hey, I want to transition from the field into the corporate office. That's the first thing you can do. If you want to get off the sales floor and you want to stop working nights and weekends, try to transition from store land into the corporate office and tell everybody you want to do that. That's number one. Number two, tell every recruiter that you know and make friends with the recruiters and spread the word that you're looking to move away from retail. Tell people, okay, wave that flag. Number three, tweak the titles on your resume and LinkedIn profile. I'm not saying straight up lie about it, but I'm saying tweak the titles. For example, if you want to move into wholesale and you want to move away from retail, maybe you put sales manager instead of store manager. Maybe you put district sales manager instead of district manager. Start doing things with the titles of the positions you've held on your resume or LinkedIn profile that will help your profile get picked out of the pile when recruiters are looking for certain things, which takes me to number four. Add certain keywords to the description in your LinkedIn and your resume. If you want to move into wholesale, put wholesale as a buzzword or a keyword in your profile. It's probably not there if you've been in retail your whole life. Look for keywords or buzzwords used in job postings that you're trying to transition to and add those to your LinkedIn and your resume. Number five, be clear with your responsibility level on your profile. When I say profile, I mean resume or LinkedIn profile. So number five is be clear with your responsibility level. Make sure you've highlighted how many people you've supervised, what level of revenue you've been over, and what level of P&L responsibility you've had. Those are very important things that a lot of people in retail leave off of their profiles. Number six, be willing to step down in responsibility to make the change. I'm going to take a pause right there. Be willing to step down in responsibility. Look, I know you've been a store manager for 15 years and you're making $80,000 a year and you're overseeing 50 employees. If you want out, if you really want out, you might have to take a wholesale job or a corporate office job that is less responsibility and less pay. You might have to sacrifice just a little bit to make the switch. Be willing to do that. Okay, and that really was number seven too. Number seven is be willing to take less pay. So number six, be willing to step down in responsibility. Number seven, be willing to step down in pay. You got to be willing to make those sacrifices if you really want to make the change. And most of us that moved from retail to something else had to do that. Number eight, take a 100% commission job if you have to. If you really want to make the change, do what you have to do. Maybe you take a 100% commission wholesale job just to get out and get something different on your resume. Number nine, maybe you're not a W-2 employee. Maybe you're just a contractor. Maybe you have to take a 1-year 1099 contract position just to make the change, but make the change. Do something to make the switch and get something else on your resume. That's what's key. Because once you do that, once you make the change, once you make the switch, now you have something else on your resume or your LinkedIn profile, and you have that other experience that will be attractive for future jobs. Number 10 is this. If you have to, take something part-time while you have the retail job just to get the experience and get something else on your resume. That's what's critical, is getting the position and the experience on your resume or on your LinkedIn profile so that it can be seen later on, and then you can gradually make the change, make the transition. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day. If you think today's tip or guest interview can help someone you know, please share this with them. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so you can be notified when we release a new episode. Our show features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. You can visit riderflex.com to learn more about us and get information on the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great day.